The third point is lighten your lights. After you darken your darks, we want to get that other end of the spectrum. So we're going to lighten the lights. So not all highlights are white, but in this instance, some of the highlights are. Sometimes they're pale pink, sometimes they're pale grey lilac. And yeah, the minute you put those in, once again, just like the darks really give the painting guts, this gives a sense of light flowing through your painting most of all. Highlights are where the light hits the form, it brings it to life, it's the thing that makes it 3D. So we really need our highlights. Now your highlights might be pale pink or sand grey or whatever, but you just need to get in that range. So let's have a look around the room. Who hands up who thinks that they've got some highlights to put in? Yeah, and I can also see that painting there, Teresa's painting, Sandrine's, Sabine's, they all need help. So make a note of that, you're up for that point. I've got the points on the board here so you can remember, but you'll need to do that one. Okay, the fourth point is scritchy scratchy blending. Who's got scritchy scratchy blending? Okay, do you know what I mean by that? Alright, that means that your paint's a little bit rough. You put it down as best you can, which is absolutely perfect for the first colour stage. We always ask you to go put it down as best you can, and we'll finesse it later. And now we're at the point where we've got to cure that scritchy scratchy paint. So it could be that you had too much medium, it could be that your brushwork you just didn't have the art of blending, so we'll just work on that a bit more. Now I'm going to show you by putting out a bit of medium. You've got your paint there, and using a big brush, sometimes you'll need to create a bit of opacity. Opaque means you can't see through to the layer behind. Some paints are translucent because they've got tiny little bits of paint in the paint. And it means you can still see through the layers, and some have got big particles in the paint. So, for example here, I might have to put a little tiny bit of white in with the paint, or another colour that has some big particles. And so I'm using my medium and my paint, slightly damp brush, and I'm flicking. Now, can you imagine when a plane takes off? A plane takes off, it's sort of like going off the runway like that. It leaves the wheels at the front depart first, and then it accelerates, and the whole weight comes off the ground, and it's no longer in contact with the surface, the tarmac. So a paintbrush is a bit like that too. We're dragging the paint, we're taking the pressure off, we're doing lift off. Okay, so this is how I want you to think, and you can even put a little flourish, you know, flick your wrist as well. So we're going like this. What that does is, the paint's in contact here, it's spreading, it's getting lighter, and then it's just dispersing. So what it means is there's hardly any paint particles left at the end of that movement, which means that I'm getting things like this. I'm getting these lovely sort of much paler versions of this colour here. Now, if I'm not happy with the way that's landed exactly, I don't go to the bathroom and cry. I go, it's no problem, it's only one stage of blending. Clean off my brush, I might drag my white down there and do the same thing but the other way. Flick, flick. Can you see how that works? Okay, so this is something you can all be practicing on your paintings this afternoon, the flick. Really want you to get into that flick and about spreading the paint. If you want me to come and check, I'll come and check your wrist action. Fantastic.